We here at the Poor People's Army on this, settler colonial town known as Chicago, Chi-Town. What's up? Shout out to our relatives from so-called California, specifically Homefulness, a homeless people solution to homelessness. We are blessed to be with one of our sheroes that we actually teach about in Decolonize Academy and Homefulness as one of our leaders in landless people's movements in this occupied land. Could you introduce yourself a little bit?
My name is Pam Africa, Minister of Confrontation, and I'm a great-great-great-grandmother.
All power to the grandmas.
Yes,
That's what's up.
yes. All power to their souls to keep us living, and when these demons want to kill us,
And
for standing up,
Ashe.
yeah,
Ashe.
for injustice all the way across the board.
Okay.
Yes.
So we were blessed to, when we were originally, we're all houseless, formerly houseless folks who struggle. My mama D, Afro-Boricua ghetto scholar, for without whom there'd be no me. She did transition, but she taught me first about Move Africa, Long Live John Africa. She taught me about the war that was on y'all's head and the politics, really, that went down by a melanated mayor, right?
Yes.
That right? So-called, as we look at so-called Kamala going to save us all, right? So I'm just curious, maybe if you could say a little bit about, and I don't want to take you all the way down those rabbit holes, but for the future leaders that are learning from you, maybe some lessons about how to deal when politricksters come for you like that. What were some of the things that you learned coming out of that moment?
Well, one of the things I learned a lot,
Yes.
and continue to learn, but you become aware of, you made aware of things that they constantly repeat themselves. This is nothing new. The mere fact that Kamala is running for president, and I do believe she's going to win. Because it's more than about what's here. These people are global.
Okay.
Gaddafi was killed because of the great work that he was doing, educating people, dealing with homelessness, and fighting this government, and attempting to show another way. And I don't think, and I know, although they killed the body, that spirit is there amongst the people. A lot of people was fooled about what the government was going to do for them. They tainted him as the bad person.
Okay.
And, in any war, when you're fighting for your rights and you have people who side with the government that is trying to take you down, and I'm not, dealing with color here, and they will misuse your people into doing the work for them. What I truly believe, and when you look at it, I think Kamala Harris is there, to take down the rising presidents of South Africa. Right. And just to let y'all know, I had CRS, can't remember shit a lot, for other audiences, can't remember some things, and also some names will escape me, but I got code words to bring you in.
Okay.
Like the brother in Faso.
Okay.
And that has actually won the hearts of his people.
Okay.
And who had the strength enough, and to relive history, and to be an example, and to say who's he's an example of. Patrice Lumumba. Right. And all the great people who was presidents of South Africa who this government killed, and to fear to have people, step back out of their fear. I believe that she's brought in because, see, her being president right now, running for president.
Yeah.
And like I said, I do really believe she's going to win. Simply behind the fact that as the movement moves on, they need to throw something in there to get people to believe in.
Yeah.
You can believe in the black woman, the first black president.
Right.
Like in Philadelphia, we had the first black mayor. And he dropped the bomb,
Yep.
killing 11 men, women, and children. But that's not all that he was guilty of. As horrific as that was, there were a whole lot of issues that people were dealing with.
Yeah.
The housing issue,
Yep.
the everyday issues that we've been fighting and gaining some speed on.
Okay.
A lot of that stuff fizzled down because we had our first black mayor, and people who were actually winning the hearts of the people in this fight against injustice was pushed aside because you can't talk about the first black mayor.
Right. Interesting.
Give him a chance.
Right.
So it took us back.
Right. Exactly.
It took us back.
Right.
And it caused arguments, splits, where people were coming together, like right now. See that orange? They're being split.
Yep. Exactly.
The same kind of rules. When Rizzo failed to kill Move and had gathered support from all over, ministers from across Philadelphia broke down barricades. They came together. People who hadn't been together in this battle, and it had the breath that was breathed in it, like with Kamala right now.
Right.
They needed someone to break that.
Yeah.
So they had Green, who came in as the next mayor of Philadelphia, who was very liberal. They called him the Teflon Man, but he was very dangerous.
Yeah.
Very dangerous.
Yeah.
But he still wasn't able to win over the community the way Wilson Good was.
Right.
And
Can I ask you, because you brought up a really powerful point into the point of Pan-Africanism, because my mom was a Pan-Africanist. I look like my colonizer dad, but she was definitely a daughter of really studying black psychology and liberation globally and locally. You brought up how you think Kamala is an agent to take down some of the revolutionaries in Africa.
yes.
Why do you think that? Obviously why, but in other words, you're saying because she's melanated and because she gets in, right?
Right. Just like Wilson Good, when Rizzo failed, they brought in Wilson Good.
Okay.
And in between Wilson Good was Green.
Okay.
Green, like I said, he was a liberal. And he did just as much harm as Rizzo did.
Okay.
And behind the fact that Green family owned a lot here. Homelessness, police brutality, it all rose. And when Wilson Good came, it didn't end.
Yeah. But it had a cover.
They had a cover.
That part.
Right.
Wow. What would you, as a revolutionary, say about the challenge of of this cracker. I mean, this orange Cheeto that we're dealing
Right.
with. What would you say
45.
about that ish? That cartoon.
Oh, what I would say, never give up.
Okay.
Continue to fight.
Okay.
Because the only way that you win is when you don't stop.
Ah.
Rizzo was defeated.
Okay.
You can see his defeat there. He's used up by this government.
Right.
And they got him to be able to do. They did things that they couldn't do before because they had a fool that they can misuse. Like me, I believe in the use of people
Okay.
for the right reasons.
Okay.
They were able to put him in, and people took him for a joke.
Mm-hmm.
And again, when you go back, that program that he had going, what was that thing they had on TV with him that made him a household name?
Yeah. I know you're talking about.
What was the name of that program? He was just firing everybody.
Right.
And then he brought his daughters in. And
Oh, you're talking about Trump. Oh,
Trump,
yeah.
that's what I'm
I know what
talking
you
about.
mean. That fool.
How they
Okay.
bring people in that you don't know.
Yes.
He was groomed then.
Yep.
For what he was doing
Yeah.
and his unethical way of doing things.
Yeah.
His heartlessness was there.
That part.
And the fact that he was this big money making person.
Yeah.
He knew, and he was none of that.
That part. Yeah.
It was a myth, but he was the pawn for this government, the front man,
Uh-huh.
and he runs nothing except the silliness out his mouth. That's all he runs. Period.
Okay.
So they misuse him. They got the judges in place on the Supreme Court.
Supreme Dragon. I mean, yeah, the Supreme Court. Yes.
That too.
That part.
That motion.
You heard the Grants Pass versus Johnson? That shit? So they just ruled that houseless people do no longer have any protection, not that we really did, under the 8th Amendment. Yeah. That they can just...
They just saying what they've
They
been
say,
doing.
oh, thank you.
Thank
you.
Like I said, there's nothing new.
Oh, yeah, that's real.
And
That's real.
but again, how we defeat them, and I'm talking about the people,
Okay.
is by not allowing this government to get away with what it is that they're getting away with.
Okay.
And what I'm talking about is the snatching of our children.
Okay. Speak on
The
that,
snatching
ma'am.
of our mothers and our fathers.
Thank you.
Who think that this is the way, and keep putting hope
Okay.
in a system that has given them nothing but hopelessness.
Okay.
The housing issue, it has gotten worse.
Yep.
And since, they keep making you think that you're winning
Yeah.
by putting people in place
Yep.
of color,
Yep.
liberals
Yep.
in place
Yep.
to give you a few crumbs.
Yep.
And you become loyal to that,
Oh.
thinking that you're going to get some more.
That part.
If you look at the news is just about all black. It's
Yeah.
all people of color, brown. Look at the news. And what are they doing? They're doing the same thing that was being done to us before,
Yep.
when it was all white,
Yep.
when it was all male.
That's right. That's right.
And and people get thrown out of whack
Exactly.
by not the injustice, but by the hope of, well, we never had this before. Now we got a black person. I even heard people say that because black people who can do the right thing, they're never hired. And I remember they had a program used to come on Sunday mornings, the news, and it was a group of people that had a round table. And a friend of mine, Cheryl, worked for the community section of ABC News. She kept wanting to put Lynn Washington at that table.
Right.
No. She wanted to put a person by the name of Walt Palmer, who knew Philadelphia.
Okay.
And who's been involved politically on all sides and who have been an asset. Okay, you put your person there that is saying the things that you want to say, but this is supposed to be a debate. When you put somebody in there that is of our color and they're saying the same things that you're saying and they're agreeing with, and people be like, oh, I'm cutting the news because so-and-so and so is on. And he's saying the things that, or she's saying the things that this government wants you to hear, and you keep hearing these words, you're like, give him a chance, he can't get in there and do,
Yeah.
we keep falling for that over
that.
and over and over again. But it's the job of us who know and who is consistent.
Okay.
To keep on being consistent.
Ashe.
And never give up.
Ashe.
Because when you look around and you see people who've given up, me, myself, I compared myself with Martha Mitchell.
Okay.
You remember?
That part.
And Martha Mitchell, during the Nixon era, was the one who was telling what was going on.
Okay.
Even with her husband.
Yeah.
And Martha, as long as she stayed in the light and was constantly putting out information about what it was that they were doing, she lived. The minute they convinced her they took her out.
Yeah.
They took Martha Mitchell out.
They did.
Like they do a whole lot of others.
That's right, they did. And silenced her, put a dime on,
people got to understand, when you step on this front line, cradle to the grave.
Okay.
And they're going to do everything.
That's real.
To discredit you.
Let me ask you.
The mistakes that you make in life, they will go back there. They will go.
They will deep.
And they will make that the biggest thing.
That part.
Not the fact that you can change.
Okay.
And you're this person here. And you'll find out that people stood with you. You from where you're at, the work that you do.
Yes, I do know.
Right. But see, the thing to do is to deal with the issue of the problem that that you're dealing with.
Right.
Whatever it is that you've done, and show the people that this person who you rallied around, that person is the person you need to follow.
Okay, there you go.
You don't go hide in the corner.
Yeah.
And you stand up.
Okay.
And continue to fight.
I love that.
You stand up and you continue to fight because there's not a person on this earth that's perfect.
Okay, that's what I love to hear. Last question, Pam. Miss Africa. When we building a landless poor people movement, all nations, all spirits, all cultures, which is what we're doing now, we have 21 folks, babies, elders, families, mamas, papas, who used to be on the street, and we're inside now. It's a village. It's hard, and not like Queen Clinton named it, but really the eldership is deep, and we don't mess with the pigs and all that, right? But then some folk.
Can I say something about the pigs?
Okay, please.
People relate the pig to a cop. Shouldn't do that.
Okay, because we're insulting the animal. Okay.
Right. The pig is not guilty of police brutality.
Okay.
Poisoning the water.
That part.
Anything. A pig is a victim.
Okay.
Of this system.
Ashe.
Just like they do black folks. And they're lazy, they're shiftless, they're this, they're that. When all you see black folks is work.
Okay.
And work and continue to work.
Okay. Every day.
Right. And then you have people that's, not that way, but to label a pig
Right. Let's not do
and
that.
hook them up to the cop. The
Let's
pig ain't asked
release
nobody.
him.
They said, well, we say that behind the fact that, it's deadly. It's deadly to those who commit the murder, who want the ear,
Okay.
they want the nose,
Okay.
they want the tongue, they want the arm, they want the ham,
Yep.
they want the foot,
Okay.
boil it, bake it, everything.
Right.
So,
It's not their fault.
it's not their fault.
Let them go.
And the snake, ain't got
Poor
nothing to
snake.
do with, call it what it is.
Okay. Pole lice.
Right. If you're talking about, and when you're talking about cops that murder,
Yep.
that's what they are, cops that murder.
Yep.
And it's not all the way across the board.
Yep.
I know my butt was saved by cops,
Okay.
several times
Okay.
in confrontations.
I heard that.
That's why they're replacing people with machinery.
Ah, that part. Take the people out of the
Take the
equation.
people out because
Yeah.
they have feelings.
Let me just ask you, when you're building your Landless People's Movement and there's folks inside your movement who flip on you, what are your thoughts on that?
When they what on you?
Inside your movement who flip on you.
They flip.
Any thoughts on that?
Well, when they flip, you just keep doing the same example,
Okay.
and you present a good example.
Okay.
And the flippers that flip, and bring people along with them, they're always exposed. And people want to, like, I've read a lot of books about the 60s, and people was calling, people cops, and and killing innocent people. Because a lot of times, people who, because people was looking at me in the beginning, right? When that situation happened with Move in 1977, I didn't like Move. I did not like Move. I liked nothing at all about them. Because I was educated by the news media. I lived down the street from Move on the angle. Their house was on the corner here. I lived in the middle of the block. And when I'm picking up my paper, they're talking about how horrible these people are, how filthy, they don't clean, they don't this, they don't that. And I'm watching people who are very close to their children every day. The babies your little kids would be holding on to the daddy's arms. When you see the guys, they would be walking down the streets with with the babies, and they were always working. They had a car wash, and they were always chopping wood, and I'm like, and they were washing clothes on their platform.
Old style.
Oh, I mean, and I was like, I was the agitator. I'm
Right.
Shit, this is 1977.
Right.
And and my mouth was, these MFers on this corner, and disgracing us. I mean, what a daggone scrub brush.
Okay.
And scrubbing clothes. And the guys, you get a job, dude.
Right.
And give that baby to the mother.
Okay.
And I'm watching the mothers as well taking, and they would bring a truck up because they live communally. And the truck would come up and they had them 5-gallon things of water. The women would be unloading the truck, and sometimes the guys would be over there with the children, the 25-pound bags or the 50-pound bags of dog food,
Right.
because they fed a lot of dogs that was in the compound, but they wasn't their dogs.
Right.
Nobody came with a dog. Those are dogs,
Straight
strays.
Yes.
That people seeing these dogs at Christmas time or birthday. Oh, give me a little puppy.
Wow.
And soon, the puppy done peed on the floor, done bit the furniture, and out it goes.
Wow.
Out it goes.
Wow.
And
So you were talking mess, and then what turned you in, or what?
May 20th, 1977. And that was when the confrontation happened between Move and the police that went around the world.
Okay.
and I used to see them get locked up.
Right.
I saw them on Phil Donahue's show.
Okay.
And no, Merv Griffin, I think it was, and where they was dealing with an animal issue.
Okay. Because they were trying to save the animals.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I didn't understand that. I read in the paper, and I seen them on the news. I saw them on the news demonstrating at the circus. The elephants coming down the street.
Right.
Why would you demonstrate? And I'm
Right.
saying, this is how I'm feeling.
Right.
These fools, these
Right.
nappy-headed fools.
Right.
They're demonstrating. I show my children. Look at them.
Right.
The circus is coming to town where we all can be happy.
Right.
The elephants walking down the street. I didn't understand what I was looking at.
Yeah. You were still coming from a colonial land.
Right. Just like I didn't know what I was looking at
Okay.
when they were saying, I'm talking about as far as the paper, their move was filthy and dirty. They used to shovel. I never had to shovel snow. They would sweep all around. They always had a broom in their hand. They'd
Right. They were hardworking.
Right.
That's us
But
at Homefulness.
the belief in Channel 3, 6, 10, 17, 29, 48, that was the media at that particular point.
Corporate.
And NPR.
Okay.
Why would they lie on these nappy-headed, insignificant people that don't work? Why would they,
Right.
lie on them? Because they were saying that they wasn't telling the truth. And I'm repeating what it is that the media was saying.
Okay.
I'm telling people, they don't do nothing. They don't work. All you see them, doing. What I found out was the reason that they were demonstrating against the circus and the elephants, and because in order to make that elephant do what it is that they wanted to do, that stick that they were tapping with, it was electrical prime.
Right.
And
They were torturing the elephant.
torturing it.
Yep. Yep.
We seen it, not realizing it. The zoo.
Yeah.
Damn, they was demonstrating at the zoo.
Right. Right.
Why? Why? This is where, we take our children
Right.
and, we sit and, we have lunch and we watch all the animals. This was enslavement.
Okay.
Just like we were snatched from Africa unwillingly, brought over here in a boat,
Okay.
put on an auction block.
Okay.
They looked at our eyes to see if the eyes was bright, whether you was healthy, whether you was a good mater, and these are the exact same things that was happening with the animals in
Wow.
the zoo.
So it was the animals that set you free.
Yes.
Ashe.
Puppy Palace. I mean,
love it.
I was beginning to see, but let me tell you, I was made to see
Okay.
on May 20th, 1977.
Wow.
I didn't hear it before then.
Okay.
That day, they talked about Kent State. I'm talking about my mindset at that time, before then. Because when I saw Kent State before then, I'm a victim. I'm like, they don't have no business demonstrating against our government, and they're traitors, and they're fighting to protect us,
Right.
and here they are. I never forget the picture of the young girl that was on her knees, and she was like this. Remember that picture?
I wasn't around then yet.
They had
But...
killed a lot of the students,
Oh wow.
white students,
Wow.
that was demonstrating against the Vietnam War.
Right.
I saw that, and I just flipped my channel, and to watch something else. Attica, when they was killing the people in Attica,
Right.
I had no feelings for them. The cops with the raincoats on and
Right.
stuff, and they was rushing, going in, and they had the weapons and stuff.
Right.
And just like I rooted for the cowboy over the Indian. Exactly. I had no feeling whatsoever for these, for them.
Right.
They was the other.
Wow.
They needed to be removed.
Wow.
May 20th of 1977,
Okay.
the cops was coming in to actually to kill move. This is 1977,
Wow.
May 20th.
Okay.
May 19th, I didn't give a damn about Malcolm.
Okay.
Didn't really know nothing about Malcolm.
Okay.
Okay. when they started talking and putting out information, I was shocked at the people that was around me who was saying good things about Move.
Okay.
I found out why they was chopping wood.
Okay.
They was chopping wood, providing heat
Outside
for
of the grid.
home for people
Right.
who gas had been cut off.
Right.
And they made stoves out of those big barrels, and went to people's houses and chopped wood so that they could be warm.
Taking care of Mama
Showed them-
Earth and energy. Yep.
Right. They didn't chop down trees that were already in the
Okay.
park that was down from storms
I
and
see.
things,
I see.
and taught other people how to do that, how to sustain themselves.
Wow.
During this time, they was always cooking, and I'm like, why the hell would people be eating anything from them? There was always them.
Wow.
And and I found out that they were feeding the homeless.
Okay.
And they was feeding people who did not have, so when I see people who is confused, like I was, who believed in my heart that these people was a bunch of monsters, and that was here to destroy us because of 3, 6, 10, 17, 29, and 48. That media, the Inquirer, the Daily News, the things that we were taught, that when you want to find out what's going on,
And then it changed.
I have a lot of tolerance for people who don't know,
That part. That part.
and
Okay. Well, that's
and
the
I've
medicine.
learned to not believe in anything
Okay.
that comes over that media. And when I see them attacking people, you better understand that's who you look and find out what's going on. The homeless movement should be getting medals,
Okay.
but instead they're ridiculed. The same way Moo was ridiculed. The youth of today, people who are on drugs, we bypass the fact that they show us in different movies, The Godfather,
Yeah.
where they sat down here and said that they was putting the drugs in the black neighborhood.
That's right.
And I don't know whether people seen this movie. It's a series that came on Netflix. It's still here, called Snow.
Okay. Yeah, I heard
It
about that.
followed a youth who was selling a little bit of weed,
Yeah.
going into becoming this big drug dealer.
Yeah.
It showed exactly how it's done.
That's right.
And
That's right.
how they go in, and this dude wound up with a plane. He wound up with, but he was destroying his entire community
Okay.
over money.
Yeah.
And friends who were friends was killing each other over this money.
Bloodstained
And
dollars. Yeah.
and these were people who didn't have that. These was friends.
Right. But
And,
you had to wake up, and
Right.
and now you're clear.
And like you
That
hear
part.
Kamala Harris and a lot of people, dealing with the issues of drugs in the community and how they got to get tough on it. But they never thought about getting tough on the people and the suppliers. Right in our neighborhood, the drugstore, CVS, the biggest drug dealers.
Yes. Yes.
CVS, Rite Aid, and not only do they overdrug your children, your grandmother, they take people that have never done drugs because they have some kind of ailment. They start putting them on drugs. What is that popular drug that they want to stop giving people, although they're addicted to people to it?
Oxycontin. And they give that out like candy at these emergency rooms. I know.
Right.
They get us hooked, and then they turn around on us.
But the people are not taught to go and look at that.
That part.
They're
Ever.
taught to look at the person that's on the corner.
Yep. That's exactly. It's the gaze.
Right.
It's the gaze.
You want to get tough on drugs, and they never get tough on drugs.
Okay.
They get tough
Yep.
on the person, the people,
hustling to survive.
who have been miseducated.
Okay.
Who have been miseducated.
And you heard that from Miss Pam Africa.
The housing issues.
Okay.
You know, yeah.
We
the
love you.
housing issues, the same thing.
Any last words before we close out?
Never give up.
Ashe.
Resist, resist, resist. Educate, educate. And the more people try to turn away from you, you have to find the way of finding the patience, the love, and the understanding to deal with people like that. I'm saying, I'm a perfect example.
Woo!
I'm a
Ashe.
perfect example.
Ashe.
For people who think that there is no way, and this person is just throwaway, they'll never learn. People do. But it takes love, it takes patience, it takes understanding.
Oh,
and a
Mateo.
good example.
Oh, Mateo.